Wow, Forest Green 1, Sheffield Wednesday 0. Arguably the most surprising result of the EFL season. But what impact does it have on the League One promotion race? One short week ago, Sheffield Wednesday were top of League One, defending a stunning 23-game undefeated streak, while Forest Green were rock bottom, having lost 14, drawn 3, and won none of their previous 17 games. Look, the on-pitch performance narrative makes it a seismic shock. The off-pitch disparity in stature and size probably makes it the greatest league result yesterday in Forest Green's history. We are, of course, here to concentrate on the promotion race, so congratulations, Forest Green, but I'm now going to focus on Sheffield Wednesday and the potential significance of their wobbly week. It started last Friday with a 1-1 draw against Bolton, but come on, let's be completely honest. That was game 23 of the undefeated streak, drawn against a top 6 side following a 5-game winning streak. So really, that barely registered on my promotion wobble scale. Tuesday night, Sheffield Wednesday were off to Oakwell, and the undefeated run finally fell to a red-hot Barnsley side. Wednesday weren't terrible, thought back well after an awful opening 15. Honestly, they did look the more likely side to win, I thought, at 2-2. Darren Moore, in his defence, didn't have a lot on the bench to press home in the last 15, and Barnsley powered to victory, probably deservedly in the end. Slight register there on my wobble scale, but context is king, and this Forest Green game at the weekend looked like the perfect one to start another run. Now, yes, I will concede we're in wobble territory, and this result yesterday does register on my wobble scale, for whatever the hell that means. 1 point across 3 games, but the opponent and the manner of the performance will simultaneously concern Wednesday fans and fire up Plymouth, Ipswich and Barnsley fans. Wednesday still have so much credit in the bank following that giant unbeaten run, but if the nerves kick in now and they continue to feel the absence of the likes of Byers, Windass, Patterson and Wilkes, they will go from being champions elect like we thought into the midst of a furious promotion race, now seemingly involving 4 teams. With none of the rest of the top 5 playing, Plymouth popped their feet up, having gone top on Tuesday night, and will be very pleased to have been able to hang on to their lead. They have played 1 more game than everybody else, and they go to Wembley for the Pizza Cup next weekend. Yes, look, things could look a lot different by the time we get to Good Friday and Argyle are in league action again, but they are going to be absolutely delighted. They are now genuine title contenders once again, even though the sight of Ipswich and Barnsley coming at full speed behind them will still be in the back of their minds. Sheffield Wednesday now play twice before Plymouth are in EFL action again. They go to Cheltenham this midweek and host Lincoln at the weekend. In terms of thinking about the wobbling, Wednesday fans will know that Cheltenham are well structured under Wade Elliott and have a particularly hot striker in Alfie May, whilst Lincoln have spent most of their season sat behind the ball under Mark Kennedy, grinding out draws. 6 points, perfect. I think 4 points would suffice, 3 or less, and then we're looking at a 5-game run that will really be registering on my wobble scale. Ipswich don't play in midweek. They head to Derby on Saturday, which doesn't look quite the horrible assignment it did sort of 4 to 6 weeks ago. However, the pressure is on. Given what Barnsley have been up to, Ipswich probably do need to go to Pride Park and win. Speaking of Barnsley, like Wednesday, they also play twice before Plymouth do, and 2 wins could take them to within 2 points of the Argyle. Exeter away could be tricky, but if they get through that with a win, then Morecambe at home looks like a nice fixture, and at that point, surely most would see Barnsley well in the automatic race, not just the playoffs. The only other top 6 side in action this weekend was indeed Derby, who, as I mentioned, have dropped off and now failed to win 4 of their last 5 games. Even more significantly was that it was Peterborough who beat them, and the Posh are now lurking just 1 point outside the playoff spots. My take on all this: Plymouth and Wednesday are still favourites, given the way the table looks now and those fixtures that we've analysed many, many times over the past few weeks. However, this brief Wednesday wobble does add some jeopardy for them and indeed some hope, particularly for Ipswich and Barnsley. Midweek will be absolutely fascinating, like it wasn't going to be already. Barnsley and Wednesday in action, both on the road. And let's be honest, every drop point from here on out will be celebrated by their rivals. Now, we always get our fair share of bland, anything can happen, there's a long way to go comments. I suspect they might be ramped up this week. So I think it's important to remember that Forest Green beating Sheffield Wednesday does not now mean that bottom sides all of a sudden are going to be winning against the leaders. It was a shock for a reason, because it doesn't happen very often. Other than Morecambe's win over Barnsley in October, the Forest Green victory over Wednesday is the only other time a current top four side has been beaten by a current bottom four side. Let's get your views in then via the comments on the impact of this past week. Will Wednesday's wobble get any more problematic? And have we now genuinely got a 4-horse automatic promotion race? If we can please save the fanboying and cheerleading for the team you support for the terraces, then hopefully we can get a really good, balanced, sensible debate going down there. Speaking of the terraces, I was on them this week in person for that giant promotion head-to-head. Click up here to see what I made of Barnsley 4, Sheffield Wednesday 2 at Oakwell this past Tuesday night.